Alright, hello there, welcome to Soft Plus. Welcome to we'll be doing another one. This video will be a short one because I don't have to do an entire conversation topic type of thing. I just wanted to let out a few points on my end around some of the things I've been seeing online. I happen to fall upon a crowd of people debating things around gender and sex or trans rights or whatever bullshit. So I wanted to step in for a bit. I had to let this person talk for me for the first bit, but then I did the rest because I had to deal with some Muslim fillers that I found in the Roblox game. And these are some of the most obnoxious, most ignorant people I could find. But I wanted to put it on video, and I fortunately captured it on video before my VC got banned because Roblox noticed I was being aggressive. I probably will get warned throughout the recording of this video because I said some things like around SEX. I keep spelling sex right in voice chat, but I couldn't care less. The people I was dealing with were kind of just a bunch of stupid, nothing burgers who are just spitting the same word over again, like ontological differences. Muslim fella doesn't know how semiotics works, right? Stupid people like those. But, you know, I can't delay further. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to reach 10k goal. What do you say about me? What do you say about society? I've been asked for 8 years. My name is Maggie. There's a description below for Discord server. Leave a like to get this video anywhere else. And as always, I'm gonna roll the clip in. The recording is from like around an hour ago. Be what you see what you see. I just want you to listen to how I sort of lose my mind over the recording, but I just wanted to see people, you know, to see my raw reaction to how I react to people like those who are just saying that trans rights aren't human rights. Okay. And at the end of the recording, I'm gonna input a little more context in what I will say in the clip that's about to roll in. Anyways, stay safe. That's all I have to say.
Really sound like
not
a
like
woman.
a guy, you know.
There's nothing
You
wrong
never-
with being
yeah.
a woman. You know
never
that, right?
said
I
I
mean,
was
they
a
have their
man,
functions.
but,
Men
like,
have their
okay.
functions.
What?
It is what it is.
Yeah, we love.
What is he on? Why are
Yeah,
you on
we
this
love.
entire thing? Okay, do you know the difference between a gender and a sex?
You never be.
Do you know the difference between those two?
Okay.
Let me ask you that because you're using
I
lots
know
of
the
rhetorical
difference.
bias.
The difference. There is a clear difference. You're right. But
Alright,
the
explain them.
separation
Okay, so put them
between
down.
the two- Hold on. I'm not done. You
Alright,
got.
say their
Hey,
definitions.
don't.
Oh, I
Hey,
got a
I
new
would
nameplate.
appreciate it if I'm not interrupted. Thank you. But you need to understand that there is no such thing as an ontological separation between gender and, you know, biological reality here.
That is not what those two are. You've just used ad hominem. You've just used ad hominem for your argument.
Okay, let me ask you a thing. Let me ask you this, okay?
Your gender
corresponds
to what you are. That's how it works.
Listen. Hey,
Absolute nothing burger. Go on.
Listen. Do you think gender is a made-up concept, or do you just think male and female?
Hold on, wait. I'm
are
getting
just...
a call. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hold on, I gotta get in the call. Hold on. Give me a minute.
Well,
he's making no sense.
Yeah,
Okay, he just brung up ontology and confused ontology with semiotics. This guy is like a dumb Muslim fella. Alright, let me put it down. Okay,
it's
the
okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say it right here. To explain, SEX, you know SEX? SEX is just a...
It's okay.
No, I'm gonna say it. SEX is... No, let me say it. No, I'm just saying something, right?
Can you hear me?
Because like I deal with buffoons like these every day. It's just my thing. I have a channel, so I deal with this. Okay, SCX is an anatomical genetical thing. Gender is a sociological thing. Gender is just a sociological thing. It doesn't have to be related to the anatomical genetic
degree. You wasted your college degree.
I am muting you.
No, you don't understand. They're not ontologically separate. It's not like you're
using ontology loosely. Okay, explain to me what semiotics are. If you're using ontology every single time.
You don't let people speak. You need to let people speak. Okay?
Yeah, because you're using a bunch of useless semantics in a conversation around semiotics. Because you're using semiotics while using ontology.
I'm trying to make an argument. You're just asserting that that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, because
the
girl...
they're ontologically separate from each other. You know, you do realize
because you're using the guises of ontology and something like that has nothing to do with gender or SEX, right? You're using that word loosely.
Well, when you talk about biological reality, you're getting into the metaphysics of what a human person is.
Metaphysics. You're talking about metaphysics now. What I just told you That SEX
is
has something to do with the anatomy, and it's proven by science. So when somebody comes out as male, they come out as male genetically and anatomically, right? But their gender could be entirely different thing, right? Right?
Well, who
The
decides that?
SEX will always be male, female genetically
Stop getting
because of
loud with me. Who
reproductive
decides
organs.
that?
I'm not talking about the
Reproductive
football.
organs
argument-
tell what
who decides
SEX you are. I haven't gotten into gender. I've been explaining anatomy. I'm an artist as
Who
well.
decides that?
Science, organs, the organs you got. You are
Science disagrees.
okay.
Okay. There's
Okay,
a bunch
when
of,
you are
but
when you are
science
a
doesn't
male,
always disagree.
if you want to get into chromosomes, right? Don't be a stupid idiot with me, all right?
I'm not getting into
when you come
chromosomes.
out,
You
when
made a
you
fallacious
when you-
argument.
That's semantics and philandering.
Okay, first off, you're using ad hominem.
This is the
Your
semantics.
Stay on
argument.
topic.
Your
Stop.
argument.
Stay
Gender
on
and
topic.
Hold on.
sex.
I've not made
Your
any
argument is
arguments.
fallacious.
Okay, so far
Yes, you are.
you're
You're saying that
you're being
you're
incredibly
assuming that the
lascivious.
entirety. Hold on.
you're
Hold on. Let
becoming
me speak.
incredibly lascivious with your
I let you
incremental nothing
speak,
works right
okay?
now. All right,
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
let
into
you talk. Now
chromosomes.
it's my turn.
Chromosomes
I
is
let you
entirely
do
science,
it right now.
right? I cannot dispute that. That is proven by science. I haven't gotten into gender yet, and gender is a
Not all
representative type of
science
thing.
agrees.
You guys are making me
Not all
insane.
science agrees.
Where
So
are you
who's
getting
right?
your information if you're trying to deny the existence of chromosomes and gender,
I'm
male
not.
and female?
I'm asking you where you're. I'm
I'm
asking you where you're getting your information from. You're assuming
I
that
get
all
it
of
from
science
official
agrees with
science
you.
sources.
That's not
I
the
get it
case.
from official sources in relation to the government and non-profits
What
that
makes
do
them
studying
official?
in papers, research
Just because
papers
they're an official,
that have
it doesn't mean
actual.
it's correct.
Yes, it does. Lots of the time they
No,
are
it
correct.
doesn't. Who determines? It's
All right,
correct?
wait a second. You're suspicious right now. Do you? Okay, what are vaccines? Do you know what a toxin is?
That's not the argument I'm making. It has nothing
No,
to do with
because
what we're
it says a
talking
lot
about.
because you're saying that lots of science isn't right. I wouldn't say all science is right, but I wouldn't say it is majorly wrong.
Well, you
Okay,
made a
tell me about
fallacious
vaccines.
argument. You said that science agrees with me. Well, science doesn't agree with itself. Not all scientists agree with other scientists.
Yeah,
so who's
science is
right?
constantly a methodology in practice. It is literally the discovery and expansion of certain ideas and discussion of them.
This is an ongoing debate because it's not something that is empirically proven. You do realize that,
Why
right?
do
This
you
is
keep?
why we always
Okay,
have debates.
first off, it is as simple as looking at how simple. Like we've already went through chromosomes, right?
It's not.
And-
If it
and
were
organs.
simple, we wouldn't be debating about it.
Okay, so something that I'm getting suspicious of is you keep sidetracking away from vaccines. Okay, what are vaccines?
I'm not talking about.
Tell me about
I'm
vaccines
talking
because you're
about
using
the
ontology
ontological
and
status.
you're
I'm
repeating the
talking
same
about-
absolute nothing bricks. I've
I'm
been
talking
adding
about the
new
concept
statements
of
and
words.
figures. Why are you
wanna
discussing
go
words?
to vaccines.
Okay,
You want to go
tell
into
me about
the
vaccines.
quote-unquote official sources.
Tell me about
You're
vaccines.
going all over the place here.
Who right now is directing the HH list right now? Who?
Who
Okay,
cares? What does that have to do with anything?
it has a lot because you're just trying to you're trying to say it's like science is. You're trying to take it as that science is
I don't
nothing.
know who runs Pfizer. That somehow. What are you talking about?
Because you're not answering the
You're making
vaccine thing.
sense.
It should be straightforward. Do vaccines work?
Vaccines have anything to do with
Do vaccines work?
Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back.
vaccines work? What is this?
Do vaccines work? It's easy. Answer.
Why are you asking that?
Because it's an easy
Why?
answer.
What does that have to do
It will confirm to
with
me because
with
lots of you are using
A high
pseudoscience right
coincidence
now.
with mental illness is what you guys have.
Mental illness.
I'm gonna look so tough in this.
That is insane.
Yes.
Where are you getting this from? MAGA echo chambers?
I'm saying that about you.
I got asked by you guys literally asked me for my credible sources.
Echo
And I got it
chamber?
from the
What
science.
kind of response is that? What kind of response is that?
MAGA echo chamber.
You people have a high coincidence. You have a high coincidence rate with mental illness. What is your response to that?
Correlation is not causation. Where are you getting your sources from? MAGA echo chambers? Guy isn't able. He's not even able to talk about vaccines. He just keeps telling him a lot of like MAGA slop right now. But
Well,
I
we're
trust
not
you have
talking
a better
about
word.
vaccines.
I have trust you have better
We're not-
word. All right.
We're not.
All right.
This has nothing
Do you
to do
support
with
MAGA?
vaccines.
Do you support MAGA?
No, I don't support MAGA.
All right. Do you support vaccines?
Do I support vaccines?
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Like global vaccines that everyone is required to take?
Yeah, vaccines.
TK.
Good vaccines in
Probably
general.
not. Why?
All right, fans. Follow
Good
me.
vaccines in general.
I
Why?
don't know. Depends on what's the situation is.
What's
I
a
don't know.
toxin?
I think.
Why are you asking me? Like, what does this have to do with the
Yeah,
argument?
most people who consider themselves as moderate or centrist usually don't know what a toxin is in vaccines.
I'm not a centrist.
TK.
All right, what are you then?
Oh, get it out. Okay.
Why does that matter?
Yeah, I'm not the bride.
Because it says a lot about the character of yours. All right, so you said so my people have mental
This
illnesses.
has
How?
nothing to do with my character. This is to do with the
No, because I want to
ontological
first
status
dissect
of
what kind of
words.
person you are bit by bit, because
This
I
is
want
to
to learn.
do with the concept. This has to do with the concept of words. This is the whole argument. It has nothing to do with any political.
Because I've literally
or-
just told you something in relation to the science. I didn't even get into gender. Gender is much more.
You don't know how
more
to debate. You
subjective.
just know how to like. You don't have any answer for what I say, so you
I
just
did answer
immediately
you.
retort
I did
to
answer
my-
you. I repeat.
You
I
didn't
dispute.
answer me.
I dispute.
You didn't answer
I
me at all.
dispute. Absolutely wrong. Still wrong. All right.
You didn't answer me at all.
I
You made a
literally. I've
fallacious
already
argument.
answered you. Then I get my credible sources from official people, right? Not like social media
didn't-
influencers,
you didn't
not
make
some
an argument.
crazy people on
You
the
made a-
internet. I
you
said
made a
I get them from
fallacious argument.
scientific sources where I get online, right?
What
If
if the
you can't
science is
you can't
wrong?
tell me, you said you've already disqualified vaccines in general, which shows that you're looking into some crazy pseudoscience shit online and getting your info from some crazy people
How
out
do you
there.
know what I'm looking at? You can just determine that from
At
like
this
one
point,
answer.
I feel like
Can you hear
you are.
me?
I feel like I'm gonna mute this guy because this guy absolutely nothing.
No, don't mute him. Don't mute him. He's smart.
No, I have to mute this guy
He's
because this
trying to
guy's
talk to you.
absolutely
Hear
stupid.
me?
No, he's trying to talk to you.
So, all right, let's go.
He's
Let's
asking-
break this down. Where are you getting your sources from? Because similar, I'm getting asked of it, and it's not enough because I can't get it from like official sources. What is the information from them?
I'm not the one making the claims from sources. You're the one saying all of science.
You just
agrees
asked me
with
really earlier
from my
about my
worldview.
sources and credible sources, and you just disputed science as a whole.
You're saying
You
I'm
said
just
a
simply
majority of
asking,
science
how do you
is
know that
not
they're
credible
true?
sources, and you can't even tell me anything about
I'm just
vaccines.
saying, how do
You
you
can't
know that
answer
they're
about
true?
toxins,
It's
and
a
you can't
simple
answer about
question.
gender, and you are affirming all sorts of nonsense at the point. And you have made no names. You haven't named me sources that you're getting this from. You can't answer me about toxins. You can't answer me about your political association, which has nothing to do if you are
This
wrong
has
or right.
nothing to do with my
Because,
political beliefs.
funny enough, Republicans and Democrats and centrists or Motonists, sometimes there's some evil and good people on all sides. And yeah, I just asked you of that because I think
He's
you're
trying-
old
hey,
enough
he's
enough
trying to
age
talk to you.
be able to do this.
Can you shut up for a minute? He's trying to talk to you.
No, because you haven't given me anything for me to work with at the moment. You just
He's
said a
trying
bunch
to
of
talk
nothing
to you.
verbs. And Muslim fellow keeps saying
Can you at
ontology.
least hear him out? Can you be open-minded?
Open-minded to somebody who isn't open-minded to even the basic sciences? Are you
He
the
is
type of Muslim
open-minded.
fellow
I mean,
who just goes
honestly,
around
we
saying
are-
that rain
we-
is rain
we
because
are-
God said so? Wait a second. What
The
is?
best part-
Are you
hold on.
religious? Are you feeling religious? Because I'm curious about
What
that.
does that have to do with
You
anything?
can answer
What
very
is- what is
quickly.
my
Answer
political-
very quickly. It should be simple.
What is it? Has no,
Should
it's
be really
redundant. It has
simple.
nothing to
Answer
do with
me
the
what your
argument.
religion is. You should be able to answer like nothing. Answer that. You know what you are.
It,
I don't.
It has nothing. It has nothing to do with. the
You
argument.
know what you are, my friend. I don't know you to the fullest. That's why I'm asking
I
you
know
to
what
answer
I
that.
am, but why do I need to answer to you?
Because it is simply easy for me to do. I'm Motonist. I'm neither blue or red on both sides. I happen to have a really nuanced take on things, which I agree people are able to do. Have nuanced takes on things. You told me some bullshit about vaccines and not fully working. What are toxins? You know what a toxin is? Are you the type of fellow to think that vaccines cause autism or some Muslim feeling crazy shit? With that in mind, I hope you enjoyed watching that. I did. I didn't get to finish the conversation with some of these people because these two guys, I suddenly got a 5-minute suspension right after that, like a few sentences after I did that. So as a matter of fact, if anybody wants me to explain it, metaphysics is something heavily based on philosophical means. And something to do with ontology. It's also something to do with more philosophical means in portraying science in different ways. They usually oversimplify lots of things that we already explained in nature. right? And these people are more heavily lead into all sorts of different types of pseudosciences. They're like the types to think that they can believe in basic sciences, but also believe in more like different philosophical types of sciences that they make up in their head. Why I mentioned the manga echo chambers or religion is to put in like really huge pauses or stop points when about these things, because most people who usually use religion or really vague talking points usually are people who don't know what they're talking about and can't explain everything around them. Toxins are not usually illegal or left people autism thing, and they just kind of left right when I mentioned that, because then vaccines don't cause autism, right? And then it all started. I also did skip a part where they suddenly tried to disqualify, trans rights and all these other things. And I want to leave a closer at the end of the video with the last part where I was only able to chat, right? Who still doesn't get it? The trans rights, human rights thing is just a slogan, right? People that help support the movement, because basically rights. The sex thing is scientifically proven. Organs prove that, chromosomes. These cells were trying to not believe that, right, and imposing do with what I'm explaining. Gender's a titular thing. Not the same thing. Sex is something to do with your sociological, as in people invented these terms, saying I am a boy, girl. Those are sociological. Human civilization began. You look into the earliest records, most people, right? Hey, they were initials that we use it in everyday language, like, are you okay? You okay? Is she okay? It's a slang. It's actually the initials of somebody who actually existed. Gender, you can say, oh, I am dream sexual. You know how stupid that is? I know, it's stupid, but that's just a title, right? You give yourself. Bisexual is something a lot more proven, right? But that doesn't mean your gender, like your sex changes. That doesn't mean your sex changes. You're still male. If you're male and you say that I'm bisexual, right? You're bisexual in representation. Your gender is still male, female, right? Because of your organs. Your organs say that. Gender is just an identification, representation type of thing. So, like how blue and pink is something made up by society. Let me explain. In most cultures, before my day ends, most cultures invented the blue and pink thing is actually the Industrial Revolution, when people had to first associate colors with gender, right? Mostly before all of this happened, lots of different colors were associated with guys and girls, right? Women, men. That pink and blue thing was invented. It's a total thing made by society. It's not actually, if you wear blue, you're a guy. If you wear pink, you're like a woman, right? That's something made up. Look into lots of old history and you'll notice Romans use red, green, white, silver, bronze on women and men. Look into Mexico. Ironically, the country that has the highest rate of misogyny with other countries aside. Besides the United States beats Mexico in misogyny, but we're not going to get to that different discussion of its own. But overall, Mexico, look at the colors they use. They use yellow, pink, red, green, and they dance. You see grown men dancing in those colors. Do they think, oh, it's too feminine, it's too masculine? No, they just wear it because culturally, throughout their history, lots of people back in the day, if you do your history, use those colors on men, saying that it's a powerful color. Look into Greece, or look into Honduras. You're gonna say the same thing. Colors you thought were feminine, that was made up by society, the Industrial Revolution, all sorts of aspects when they had to try to put things and simplify them into one spot, right? So, besides that, that's all I have to say. Stay safe out there. Trans rights are human rights. But in simple put, why are we picking on the minority if the minority doesn't nearly have enough people to, fill an entire city? It would probably be a small town, right? We are picking on minorities like trans people. Why are we doing it? There are all sorts of different people. So you all know, historically, they have existed for many years. Many years, decades even. Look into the photos of people being lesbian or gay back in the day, and you're gonna see how many people existed back in the day. Quite long ago. Look into Rome. Look into Rome's history with gay men. Absolutely crazy, right? I know. Besides that, I'll leave down the music here for a bit. Stay safe. Protest peacefully. Know your rights. What do you say about me? What do you say about society? My name is such bag and this for 8 years. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, put this video anywhere else. Please. And as always, jubilate, right? Don't need to say anything else. And if anybody asks what I represent myself as, I'm still a guy, right? That doesn't mean immediately I'm gay. No, I'm not gay, right? I like both, could I? Theoretically. But it doesn't mean I'm female. I'm still a male. I'm genetically still a male. That doesn't mean I want to be gay. I just support people who want to choose whatever, right? It doesn't mean they think I'm supporting a terrorist group. Please, stop that. If you end up being like those guys in the video that I just debated in this recorded footage previously in a clip before, if you're one of those guys and you act like them, trust me, you are not going to make it far, my friends, right? These were grown men, and they were talking about words like they didn't even know them, right? My 3rd grade and 4th grade cousins can explain to these guys how science works way better than they do, right? Unfortunately, how it is. Anyways, I'm gonna roll in the last clip. Stay safe out there. That's all I have to say.